Be with the dumpster fire shit.
Sitting here again talking about the same things.
Man, I take a lot of pride in that intro. I really do.
Yeah. You should be, man. It's a badass fucking intro. I mean, that's an intro that only a sicko would love, and we have a community full of goddamn sickos.
Oh, yeah, everywhere. Welcome, everybody, here onto episode 5. I forget, whatever. It doesn't matter. Welcome to the FBS Report. We have got an abundance of things to talk about here tonight on the show. Probably too many to cover in 90 minutes, and we're going to try and get through it as fast as possible. First off, Red, brother, how you doing tonight?
I am feeling a lot better than I did on this whole weekend. I was sick as a fucking dog the entirety of week 1. It is so much bullshit. And I powered through regardless because not 1, not 2, but 3 uploads this weekend for the channel covering the dumbest shit that could have possibly happened, quite frankly. And also, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 fucking streams in 5 days.
You're better than me.
I put the work in this weekend. I told the girlfriend, I said, honey, you're not going to see me for 4 days out of 5 days, because guess what? I got to work. It's football time, and God love her, she's supportive as hell. Put the kids in the barn. Daddy's got some work to do, and that's what we're doing. Fucking work this weekend.
I'll talk about what I've got going on in a minute, because it's been a lot as of lately. First off, Super Nuclear with the first super chat of the night. Since a 2 says Kentucky beats Ole Miss, sends Kiffin to Clown of the Week. Y'all got the advantage. I mean, they are coming to Lexington. Who knows? Anything can happen. Maybe Zach Calzado will learn how to throw a pass in between that time period. We'll never know. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, yeah, you've been very, very busy, I can tell. And I have as well, and a lot of it has been unrelated to sports. If you don't know, I doubt anybody knows, but recently they opened a beta test, like it's an open network test for the brand new Sonic Racing game, and I have been grinding that out for like the past 5 days. It shut down, I think, last night or the night before. I can't really remember which, but I've been grinding that out with a couple of friends. We've been hanging out, just vibing, playing the game.
That's good.
So that's been part of what I've been up to. Another thing is, and this is the real important thing. I've been I'm in the middle of a side quest, you could say. I'm not going to go into too many details about what it's about. You'll just have to see for yourself. But to the person watching that knows what I'm referring to, you're great and I love you. That's all that needs to be said, though. And that's all there is to it. I'm not going to go into any further details. If you know, you know. That's
like, let a naysayer know.
Not exactly the angle I was going for, but
it was getting too cheesy. I needed to mix it up a little bit and make it a little more sour. Come on now.
He's getting married. Not yet.
Who the fuck would marry this guy? Seriously.
Okay.
I'm digitally.
Okay.
I mean, look at this face. Look at this. Hang on. No. Guys, let's be real, okay? Look at this man. Look at this specimen.
Unnecessary stray going on right here.
Look at this.
You're lucky I can't play my soundboards because I would spam them right now.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not much better than you, buddy.
Catching a lot of heat. But the point is, the person watching knows exactly what I mean, and that's all that matters. Anyway, I will say this for those of you who are wondering, where's the chaos? Most of you are already expecting that it's going to drop sometime, tomorrow afternoon. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. And the reason why is because I've been busy with a lot of other things. Life is life, and that's all there is to it at the end of the day. So I'm probably going to release it at least sometime in later day or Thursday morning. It's not about making it as quick as possible. It's about making it right. I want to make it right for you guys. I want to release a quality product that you guys would be able to enjoy. So, that's why I would hold that off for as long as I will. But it will come out. You don't have to worry about me, putting it off or canceling it. It will be out at some due point in time. And then, that's all there is to it. And of course, I'll be live streaming Saturday for Tennessee versus ETSU. That one I think kicks off at 3:30. We'll be able to watch Kentucky and Ole Miss there. Somebody mentioned that earlier. So yeah.
And I'm going to actually go ahead and make a quick announcement myself. After doing 4 streams in 5 days and 3 videos, I am not doing shit this weekend for 2 reasons. Number 1, I have a long-term project that I am trying to wrap up and get on my Patreon this Sunday. And it's a long-ass video, going to be well over an hour and change. Another one of the story time videos. 2, and I didn't tell you this before we went live, so this is going to be breaking news for you, Squid. I'm getting my wisdom teeth removed on Thursday morning.
Ooh, boy.
So I literally will not be able to fucking talk for about
have a good time.
2 days. After that. I should be fine and recovered enough to do the stream on Monday, I would imagine. The 3rd day is always the worst, so the 4th day I should be feeling better. But I'm not going to be doing jack shit besides editing this weekend and trying to have ice packs on my face and not look so damn swollen. So I'm not even getting put under for the surgery either. It's I'm getting my bottom 2 wisdom teeth removed, and I just told them, dude, just numb me up and rip it out. I don't have the money to knock me out.
Make sure to voice everything. Get everything you need to audio wise out of the way before then. You won't be able to talk.
I'm going in hard fucking core. No sleep. Just numb the area and cut that.
Yeah, just like me, baby. Just like me. My bags have got bags, and they've got bags under them too. Yeah.
I eat nails with my nails for breakfast.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Well, then, I feel like we should waste no more time. We're already 8 minutes into this show. There is so much we got to get through because week 1, week 1, huh? It's the first week of the season. We figure out a lot of things about a lot of teams, and we figured out a lot of things about a lot of teams. That's all. I mean, I feel like that's the best way of putting it. So
we learned a lot this weekend, mostly about how dumb we are, and also just how dumb ESPN is, to be completely fair.
No, we'll talk about that in a minute. But here, we'll recap some of these games real fast. First, I want to talk about this. We knew the fall off from Genty Ball was going to be pretty big, but not to this extent. I'm going to say that to start out with. Oh, boy. Because South Florida dadgum brutalized these poor horsies. 34-7.
This was complete. This was the canary in the coal mine game for how this weekend was going to go. Because holy fuck, what happened to the ponies? Jesus Christ, the fans that drove all that way to Florida had probably the longest drive home afterwards, because all I think they're thinking in the back of their heads is why? Why in the fuck did they get beaten up by the Bulls and their ponies got sent to the goddamn glue factory in Tampa?
I got one answer for you on that one. Byron Brown, the new legend of South Florida. I mean, that dude absolutely carved up Boise State's poor defense. They had absolutely no answers for it. When it comes to the quarterback game, Byron Brown outpaced Maddox Madsen in every single format imaginable. Maddox Madsen was so bad in this game that he fumbled. He got strip sacked by the air. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I saw that, and I like, what the actual fuck are you doing? Like, Maddox Madsen, he's a good quarterback. He's proven that he can be a really good quarterback. I don't know what the hell went wrong during that game that caused him to be so out of whack. Whoa, John Ritchie. Red, honest prediction. Who will be clown of the week when CFC drops on Squid's channel? My money says there's 3. Bill for the TCU game, Bama for losing to the former Tank Knowles, and Boise State for getting gored by South Florida. I think you might want to at least throw a 4th into consideration. The Tar Heels of North Carolina.
Don't
forget about the Billy Boy Tard Boys.
There's a lot of clowns. I will say that, but I do want to say
the ringleader of the circus. I'll give you an answer, though. I think he is going to wind up going with Bama, but I don't know. He hasn't told me yet.
There is only one prestigious clown of the week. That is the rule I've established for myself now. I can only give clown of the week to one individual team or coach or program or somebody else. It's going to be one of them, though. So you're not far off from the truth.
Right on.
But yeah, no, Boise State, terrible week for them. That's probably the last we'll see of them in the top 25. Shout out to Alex Golish, by the way. Straight off the Josh Heupel coaching tree, and now he potential front runner for the group of 5 in the playoffs. So we'll keep our eye on that. A couple of these other games here, I mean, there's some interesting ones. UCF Jacksonville State was a fan of anybody who likes degenerate football, because that game was an absolute mess.
I know. It was like rain delayed forever and a day because of storms in Florida. It wouldn't stop fucking raining.
Never. Never. NC State got revenge on East Carolina. Congratulations to them. They start out 1-0. Take that with pride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they still did not look good at all playing ECU. I mean, the ECU damn near had their number for most of the game.
A lot of the Big Ten had a rough,
ugly win.
A lot of the Big Ten had a rough running. Rutgers did win, but they did not do it well. I mean, we kind of expected that with Parker Navarro coming back for Ohio. Kind of expected him to put some numbers on Rutgers, but that was way too close for comfort if I'm the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So just scroll down the list. I mean, here's one that I kind of want to focus on: Nebraska and Cincinnati. We got to talk about this for a second. There have been some significant chains broken. Some finally, programs breaking free from the chains that they've been attached to. Nebraska was one of them. They finally won a 1-score game. Not only that, but Scott Frost did too. He won with UCF. Nebraska won a one-score game as well over Cincinnati. And a lot of that is partly due to Brendan Sorsby trying to be a hero and, throwing into triple coverage for no reason, even though only had 69 yards total. 69.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
I'm of the opinion that Cincinnati did all that they could in this one. I mean, here's the problem. Nebraska's defense, even with Tony White leaving during the offseason, Nebraska's defense is just too damn powerful to go up against them. Sorsby was held to no touchdown passes, threw a pick. He ran 2 touchdowns in himself, but he couldn't get the ball pretty much to hardly anybody. He was really a non-factor for a lot of this game. Meanwhile, Dylan Raiola, he's apparently playing pretty good. I guess still being a Patrick Mahomes ripoff as usual, but he's
yeah, right.
I still am not fully buying the hype. Okay, congrats. You beat up Cincinnati, bottom of the barrel, Big 12. Good for you. But Cincinnati, there's a lot to build off here. This wasn't expected to be a win for them. So not all hope is lost here in the Queen City yet for the Bearcats. But, I mean, if they don't beat Bowling Green this weekend, Satterfield seat's going to get turned up to about 105 because
as if it isn't already.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, bro needs a win bad. Like bro needs a win like I need a Chick-fil-A milkshake every day. Like he needs it.
You don't need
bad.
him, buddy. One of us has to be skinny on this channel. I can't be the fat ass.
Hey man, you don't think I do cardio daily?
You do?
Now it's you know, I'm forced to, granted, because I have to walk to class and then walk back, and then I do, you know, I do the push-ups, the planks, and sometimes hit the gritty when people send $50 in super chat money. But
you mean that demonic possession shit you do?
Hey, no, don't call it demonic possession. Okay, you're not far off. All right, anyway.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Congratulations to Nebraska. You got a 1-score victory. Celebrate it with pride. Maybe you can run it back and have another winning season. I don't know. We'll see. Wisconsin
7-5.
Wisconsin looked absolutely terrible. And now I will say this about Wisconsin. They did upgrade from their quarterback, and they didn't even mean to. Of course, Billy Edwards went down with an injury. I don't know how long he's going to be out, and he might be back next week. But Danny O'Neal, transfer from San Diego State, he did not play bad in that game. Now the offense is still like blah. It's still, you know, a bunch of hoo-ha. But at the bare minimum, at least they have something, and their defense is still pretty good too.
Right. To follow up on Billy Edwards, likely out against Middle Tennessee, but the MRI scans were clean on his knee, so probably not a long-term injury. Probably just having him sit this one out because they're expected to win this one by a good bit. Middle Tennessee is not exactly perennial power material, but they played like hot ass against Miami of Ohio, and a lot of that probably has to do with Billy Edwards' injury. But even still, like I don't know at one point in the game Edwards' injury occurred. It was, I don't know when he got hurt, but the fact still that they couldn't put up more than 17 points. They put up 17 on Miami of Ohio. They couldn't do better than that. One of the touchdowns came late in the fourth quarter. You really got to sit there and wonder if there is like Wisconsin's got a hard enough schedule as it is this season. They don't mean to be making it harder on themselves by having these close-ass games with a MAC school. They got Middle Tennessee State this upcoming weekend, so that's a little bit of a break. And then they got Alabama. We'll talk about Alabama a little bit more in a bit, but that's going to not be an easy game at all.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, but now every time you say the word, I just start uncontrollably laughing.
I understand. I mean, it's a sign of what's probably going to come, which is going to be a 3-9, 4-8 season for Wisconsin. If I'm thinking what's going to happen, it's probably going to fucking happen.
Yeah, I don't see Luke Fickell making it through the year. If he does, that you know, like
all the powers, they don't have the money to buy him out. Simply put,
I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati gave him a rehire. I mean, I legitimately wouldn't. With how Rich Rod and Scott Frost did their stuff, who knows? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not out of their own possibility. He did great work.
Right. And to me, I think I don't think they're the worst. They're going to be competing for it, but I don't think they're the worst Power 4 program Power 4 team this year. That honor could go to Wake Forest though. Wake Forest looks awful.
10-9 against Kennesaw State. What the fuck are the Demon Deacons doing?
Extremely overly conservative football, and they have Robbie Ashford as a quarterback. So
I don't get it. Wake Forest, they have not been relevant for a long time, and I genuinely like. Are they just trying to give their fans a reason to stop watching at this point? Like, what are they doing over there? Like, it's bad enough that you're in tank conference. It's even worse that you're the bottom of tank conference.
Yeah,
but God, Kennesaw Wake Forest was a tank bowl and all but name. I mean, Kennesaw State has a reason to be bad. They just came up last year to FBS. Of course they're – and then they fired their head coach Bohannon literally 4 or 5 weeks into the season because they sucked, which, duh. Of course you're going to suck. Did you guys not see Missouri State get absolutely destroyed by USC, who put up 73 goddamn points on the poor Bears?
Right.
You're going to get destroyed.
Hey, Red and Squid, sorry I'm late to the FBS Report episode. What did I miss? Well, no worries, man. We're glad you're here, for one. But for two, all you missed was a couple of recaps of the Thursday night games. and me talking about my side quest. That's it. Don't worry about it. All right. Well, how about this? We had the Friday night games were awesome. I will say that.
Oh yeah.
I am very surprised. And one of two things is true. And I mentioned this in I think I made a short about it. One of two things is true. One, Baylor is washed, and I was wrong about them. And more than likely, come on, what is his name? Dave Aranda. More than likely, Dave Aranda is probably going to be washing Ryan Day's car or something like that before we get to the end of the season. It's either that or Auburn's go to football again. So, pick your poison, basically.
Not so fast, my friend. On both of those, not so fucking fast. I think it could be neither. I don't think Auburn is good at football, and I don't think Baylor is washed. Here's what it is. Baylor's offense is still a fairly good offense. The problem is the coach literally played overly aggressive in this game. That's what happened. Baylor's better than this, but they attempted 6 fourth down conversions throughout the game in really weird situations when they should have either taken the points or just outright punt the ball and play field position game. The coaching staff way overthought the game plan, and Auburn, Jackson Arnold looked really good because he was going up against a Baylor defense, which, as we all know, is basically like going up against a ghost. It doesn't exist. It's not real. So Baylor can it still has that problem of having a really good offense, and I think it will show as we go through the rest of these next few weeks as we get into Big 12 play. Baylor's going to show that they still have a good offense, but man, oh man, their defense is absolutely washed. And I said earlier in the year, if Baylor's defense improves, they could be in the Big 12 championship. No, that's not fucking happening at this rate. Absolutely fucking not. And Auburn, they got a really good thing with Jackson Arnold. He played absolutely fantastic. Nearly a perfect game against Baylor, I would say. But the SEC is going to absolutely destroy him when they get into conference play because they've seen his type before and they know how to plan around it. I think Auburn's going to slightly improve this year with Jackson Arnold playing like a shit record, but I don't think they're going to go to a bowl game or anything like that. They still have a lot of work to do.
Okay. All right. Listen to this guy. Tell him Tennessee sucks. Losley. Okay. This is coming from a Florida fan, by the way, bro. Aren't you still reeling from last week? If there was any, I'm going to tell you something. If there was any loser from this week, it was Florida. I don't care if they won their game against whoever it was, Short Island, or I think it was Short Island. Who cares? But all of their rivals dominated in their games, every single one of them. And now there's a possibility that they might finish below them. So, yeah. Ride the hype train while you can. DJ Wagway. He the Wagway. I just told you why Florida's a loser. All right. Anyway. Let me reshare screen.
We got a super chat, by the way. Katie Nova. Fun fact: Missouri State is only the second team at the FBS level with the nickname Bears. Other schools like Cal are the Golden Bears. Thank you for the 5. I really appreciate it. And honestly, yeah, that's a severely underutilized nickname is Bears. You don't see them too often in FBS. Did the Chicago Bears ruin it for everybody or something?
No, I can't. I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah. That's
now, for the other game that happened Friday night, Georgia Tech, Colorado, this was extremely entertaining. And I don't know, like, you got to feel real bad as a Colorado fan because you were spotted 3 turnovers by Haynes King. Like, literally, he gave you 3 fumbles, and then you couldn't get more than 10 points with it. Georgia Tech goes up at the half. And then that final drive by Colorado exemplifies everything about, that Deion Sanders is probably not a top 25 coach because he had a full minute with Kaidon Salter and 2 timeouts in his pocket. wasted so much clock at the end there and then lost in one of the most ridiculous episodes. I mean, that was Cristobal energy right there is what I saw.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I didn't really talk about Dion in my chaos video that I just dropped today. Go watch it, by the way, after this stream if you haven't already. I didn't bring it up primarily because other people have brought it up already. I know you're going to fucking bring it up in your video more than likely. I just thought it's not surprising to see Dion absolutely shitting the bed with timeouts. Colorado, overall, they looked really solid for a while. Caden Salter, he's got a lot of potential as their quarterback. He looked really good. I dare say he looked a little better than Shedeur at times. But it's the same old shit. Everyone's talking about the last minute of the game with Dion blowing the clock. Okay, fine. You know what I always think about with Colorado? When are you going to give this quarterback an offensive line that he can actually be protected by? Salter was running for his life most of the goddamn game. He literally cannot get more than 2 seconds in the pocket without a jacket being in front of him. So that has always been the Achilles heel. They hit it really well the last 2 years with Shedeur Sanders just making up bullshit on the fly and running for his life and saying, fuck it, Travis Hunter's open down there somewhere. Caden Salter can, run, and he might be able to make up some bullshit on the fly, but he doesn't have Travis Hunter down there to save him now. He's gone. Mm-hmm. Who's going to be down there to save him now? You need to have a solid offensive line that's not going to treat every single play like it's a running back screen. And
the famous words of Deion Sanders, you present, but you ain't really there. Whatever that means. That's one of those quotes like what Dabo said when he was talking to Tyler from Spartanburg. The expectation isn't always the appreciation or whatever the hell. I don't know. Yeah.
It's some deeper knowledge that they only understand. And to which it sounds to me like you're just making up an excuse for
we'll talk about that in a minute. First off, Red, look who that is. Your new number one team in the country. Well deserved even. I'm not gonna sit here and nut right on y'all, but y'all did get the W over Texas. Congratulations. The Arch Manning hype train has derailed. It'll be back sometime soon. I don't know when, but no.
I don't think you understand. The Arch Manning hype train was being ran not on a coal fire engine, but on piss, shit, and hot air. Because let me tell you something. Arch Manning was absolutely exposed Saturday. Exposed. And it's not his fault. I feel bad for Arch Manning. I really do. I don't think it's his fault that the expectations set by ESPN and all the other media personalities that get paid for a living to overinflate egos and talk a lot of bullshit about college football that's not even real. It's not fair to Arch that now they're singing a different tune. He's just trying to play his goddamn game. He's just trying to show how good he is. And he is green as grass. I don't care. You can say, well, he stepped behind Quinn Ewers for 2 years. He should know the system in the game. Well, he should be ready. He's got his name Manning on the back of his jersey. Guess what? Redshirt sophomore means development. It means it's a project.
Oh, where's the damn Mullen? Oh,
I was going to say, get the Mullen thing up.
Yeah.
Development. Damn
it. Development.
That's exactly what it means. Arch Manning, redshirt sophomore, development.
100%.
And you know what? This is the good kind of development because he's going to be really goddamn good by the end of this season as he gets more and more experience. And he's going to be even better next year when he gets into his last year before he can become eligible for the draft. So, Texas fans, you probably aren't feeling happy about the loss. It was a tough game. Oh, shit. There was one more thing I forgot to mention. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. He was playing Ohio State.
Yeah.
The defending national champion. Of course he didn't do well.
Shocker.
Everyone wants to shit and talk shit about Ohio State. Oh, you lost all these players. People forget that Ohio State has the depth of the Mariana fucking Trench on their team.
Yeah, no, that was never going to go out well for him. Brooklyn Poke with the 10. Appreciate it, buddy. Says, that would have been my other alma mater, Long Island University, who got lit up by Florida. They go to Eastern Michigan next. Well, sorry about your loss to Florida, but in the process, you watch Florida fans still crash out because all of their rivals wound up winning. Every single one of them. Now, they didn't just win, but they went out and thrived. So, yeah. But yeah, congratulations to your Buckeyes, Red. It's a big win for you. Probably one of the biggest of the season. I don't think you're going to have a tougher game than that for a while.
And you know what? You know what I say? We are number one.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we are the Ohio State University.
We are the number one Ohio State football team in all the land. OHIO. I'm done being a shill. Let's move on.
Fair enough. All right. Well, how about this one? You want to talk about Nebraska breaking their chains? This is legacy. This is a legacy moment in college football right here, fellas. Yeah. LSU, after six long years not being able to win a season opener, they finally did it. And not only did they do it, but they did it on the road against a top 5 team in Clemson. It was a hard-fought game all the way up until the end, but somehow, some way, Brian Kelly did it. And not only did Brian Kelly do this, not only did Brian Kelly give LSU a win on the road like this, but he did it all against a dual-threat quarterback. It took him forever to figure out how to do it, but he finally did it. He figured out how to shut down a dual-threat quarterback. And I figured the answer was right in front of him the entire time, and it was. The answer was right there. Harold Perkins. He used Harold Perkins as a spy on Cade Klubnik, and every time he tried to get out of the pocket, death. Every single time. So because of that, Clemson's offense was extremely limited. They didn't have a good run game. We're realizing real quick how big the loss of Phil Moffitt is, and the fact that their offense can't run on the level that they wanted it to really goes a long way in, how bad their offensive performance was. Now, their defense played great. Defense played really good, shut down LSU on most of their drives, sort of kept everything in front of them. There's a good performance by Tom Allen, who they got from Penn State, but when your offense ain't doing jack diddly doo-dah squat throughout the entire game, it was only a matter of time before the Tigers got the jump on you, and the talent fee trademark eventually came in and took care of business on itself. So even if they're playing from a Death Valley away from home, you don't beat LSU in Death Valley at night. So LSU gets the dub over Clemson.
I mean, the Tigers played absolutely well over the Tigers. I mean, you look at the Tigers' defense, that's the one thing that the Tigers have been missing for the last 6 years is
a lot of Tigers
defense. The Tigers. That's the one thing they've been missing out on is defense, man. And the Tigers did all they could to try and bust through that really good defense that the Tigers have built over the offseason. But the Tigers just could not find a way through, and I'm done calling it the Tigers. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. Sorry for you audio listeners. I had to. It's the Tigers.
There's a lot of listeners. Yeah, there's a lot of listeners. We got 150 people in this combined between me and your channel, 150 people watching.
And that's
shout
awesome.
out to all of you guys. You're all great people. Appreciate every single one of y'all.
Okay, but in all seriousness, thank you guys so much for joining us. The Tigers did great. The Tigers could have done better. Tiger on Tiger violence. Alexa, play neck.
Yep, there you go. What a great way to end it. So there you go. Yeah. Congratulations, LSU, on the big W. You're now a big time favorite in the SEC, at least for the time being. We'll see how that turns out in the future. And there it is. I tried to keep myself away from laughing, but it just naturally came out. Look at one of the biggest losers of the week right here. You got to give a lot of credit to Florida State for a lot of things, but the first thing I'm going to give him credit for is that Tommy Castellanos, a lot of people took what he said about Bama as trash talk. Turns out he was telling the truth. He was straight up just speaking facts. They don't have Nick Saban to save them anymore. We saw that in real time when Bama went into the former Tank Knowles Stadium. They're no longer the Tank Knowles as they got that top 10 win And they got the jump on Alabama. No matter how good Ty Simpson played, which he really didn't, as we all know, it just wasn't enough to get the jump on Florida State. Seminoles came in with a chip on their shoulder, proved to the entire nation that this team you're looking at right here is an entirely different team from the one you saw last year. And not only that, but Bama, yet again, guess who they lost to? The Gus Bus. Yes, the Gus Bus got their booties again. It never gets old. Look, there are a lot of fan bases I rag on. Florida State is absolutely one of them. You guys know I rag on Florida State more than anybody. But it never gets old ragging on the Crimson Tide fan base. It never gets old because watching them on the message boards freak out. I mean, I was watching it on Saturday night while I was doing everything else imaginable. And it was such entertainment just watching the meltdown in real time. There's nothing like it. So yeah, thank you for doing the entire nation a favor, Florida State, and going ahead and taking the shovel and burying the dynasty for good.
This week on Dixieland Destruction, Galen the Boar don't got that dog in him because I swear to Christ, he looked like a grandma that got hit by a bus, and the driver's name was Gus, the Gus Bus. Like that, literally, that. I'm not just shilling my content on your channel to do that. Literally, that game was like watching a tragedy happen in slow motion because it's weird because we all think of tragedies as a sad thing, but really, this is the kind of tragedy you watch. It's like, hey, the fuckers had it coming to them too. So like that is, I genuinely, I shouldn't be surprised that this happened to Alabama, and yet I am. Because it all makes sense now that the game is over and we can look at hindsight. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I just want to point something out. Alabama might have a little bit of a discipline issue. They might not be as strict as when Nick Saban was in charge. But you know something? None of that shit matters in the 60 minutes on the gridiron. Because I'm not worried about what girl you brought back to your hotel room at 2 o'clock in the morning when we're on the field. I'm not worried about if you guys are doing TikTok dances in the locker room when we're on the field. How do you perform when the lights are on and it's all on you? That is what I would be worrying about if I was an Alabama fan. These are college students. Let's not get it twisted. They're college students, and sure, you want them to be professional and you want them to be timely and you want them to have their shit together. But they're going to fuck around and they're going to try to have a little fun. With how strict and regimented a college schedule is, they're going to find ways to just absolutely work their way into doing some bullshit. But that's not why they lost. They lost because they were underprepared. They underestimated the Florida State Seminoles, and honestly, fair enough that no one saw this coming. They thought Castellanos was full of shit. And more importantly, the guys they got on their roster right now are not good enough to play at this level. I thought that we were going to see Alabama come out and, tan a hide. In reality, they got scalped. And I fear for what's going to happen to them when they get into the SEC schedule, because let me tell you something. This is not a loss you come back from quickly. Yeah, you might be able to go back up and beat up ULM. And by the way, PTSD for Alabama fans, 2007's calling. They have your number. I don't think they're going to lose to ULM on Saturday, but I also don't think that they're going to go 9-3 this year. I don't think they're going to go 8-4. I think 7-5 Alabama is on the horizon. Mark my words.
Oh, see, this is why. I mean that would be. Oh man, you're hyping me up too much, man. You're hyping me up too much. You would
literally have the biggest nut in the history of
everywhere.
Tennessee fans.
It's everywhere.
It would be everywhere. Yeah. You would be like Randy Marsh sprawled out on the fucking chair. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, the spooky ghost.
Okay, let's back up for a minute. We're getting a little off the rails here, but yes,
Buddy,
I
this
do.
weekend was off the fucking rails. What are you talking about?
I know that, but it's still you can't.
Sorry.
What the f was that?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I wish I could put my soundboard effects on here, man. I got to figure that out. I really got. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna figure it out. All right. Anyway, yeah. So congratulations to Florida State on the huge win. I do think they're overrating you in the AP poll. I do think you should be ranked. I have you ranked in my own personal AP poll, but number 4, jumping up into the top 15 after one win, after being unranked. I don't know. We might need to back up on that a little bit. We need to see. This is a great win for Florida State, but it might. We don't know. This might just be because Alabama turns out they suck. So, and just I think there's a little bit of an over exaggeration. It's a great win for Florida State, not denying that, but just
I mean,
a little bit of an.
We're going to talk about North Carolina here in a little bit, but the way Alabama played reminded me exactly of what happened with North Carolina on Monday night.
Oh. Boy, yeah no.
And I'll explain why when we get to that game.
Yeah. One team that played really bad, I don't have them ranked anymore. Neither should they be. Kansas State. This was a terrible performance by Kansas State. Needed a miracle game-winning touchdown to beat North Dakota at home. Is this what we call jet lag?
No.
It's about as close as you can get to it.
Okay, here you want to talk about jet lag. How did Iowa State do on Saturday? Let me ask you that.
Oh, they played great.
Exactly. So that's bullshit of an excuse. It wasn't jet lag. Kansas State.
We all know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kansas State just ain't no good. Avery Johnson looked absolutely terrible out there. I don't know what happened to him, but obviously he was ill-prepared for this matchup.
I mean, we all kind of knew Avery Johnson was kind of a little bit streaky. He gets his moments when he is on a tear and he looks really good. And then he's literally DJ Uigalele all over again. So, like, it's – there's no in between. He can't find a good balance of just being consistent. He's either really good or really terrible.
Right. So tough luck there. Congratulations to North Dakota for at least the fight. But there ain't much else to that. Indiana they did not look good either. Which is it continues to get funnier for me, seeing Indiana collapse on themselves like that because of all the shit Kirk Cignetti said over the offseason about we put a schedule like these SEC teams. We beat the shit out of top 25 teams. You didn't even beat the shit out of Old Dominion. Buddy, look, and you're going to rag on the SEC for their non-con schedules. Look at the ones you got upcoming. I'm not going to touch on that any further, but it's about time for Indiana to go back to the piss realm.
Well, pump the brakes. Let's take a step back here for a second. You got to remember something, man. My girlfriend's an Indiana fan. I have to live with a Hoosier. So let me just have like a shred of optimism for the Hoosiers for a second. They did have a lot of new production coming on their offense. Okay.
Before you continue, sorry, unrelated question.
Sure.
Would that be considered a benefit of having a girlfriend who's not into sports?
Here's the problem. She's very much into Indiana basketball.
Oh yeah, I know, but that's also sports. This is like an important question. Would that be considered a benefit of, having a girlfriend that's not into sports?
No. That's actually a detriment because they're gonna wonder what the fuck are you doing, screaming and yelling in your room and doing a really shitty gritty at night.
How do you know that? Okay, never mind. Look, man, you don't worry. You know what? Yeah, I don't even know why I bothered to ask. You're not the right person to ask this question anyway.
I am not the right person to ask many questions, Squid.
Go figure. Yeah, really.
But hey, you're stuck with me, whether you like it or not, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Just you wait. Yes, you wait. Squid is scouting. No, his scouting phase is over, I believe, but all right, well, anyway.
Moving on.
Yeah. Oh, look at there. Look who that is.
Okay, fine. Enjoy your moment of fame. You are the better orange.
Look. Red, look. Look at
I
that.
am so proud of you. You won a game.
No. That's not. No,
Congratulations.
that's not what I'm even happy about. I don't care that we won the game. What I care about is that big bold number where it says the score 45. 45.
Yeah.
When's the last time? I don't remember the last time Tennessee put up 45 points on a Power 5 team. I don't remember it.
It definitely wasn't in the playoffs against Ohio State. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, unnecessary, but 5 points. This is a huge deal. And
No, that is a really good deal.
Look, listen to this. We have a quarterback now that can throw in stride. He doesn't overthrow. He doesn't underthrow. I know it's crazy. Mind blown. I'm sitting here like it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. Now I will say this. Put the orange shades off for a minute. Obviously, I think the offense is way more improved than it was previously. I think we can all tell by that. Joey Aguilar was definitely the right guy for this offense. This team has more shades of 2022 than any of the teams before that. And that's both a really good thing and a detriment, because the really good thing, the offense is good now. The bad part is it looks like the defense is taking a big step back, specifically in the secondary. We're able to get pressure on these quarterbacks, but the problem is that you have guys out of order. The secondary looks off. You know, they're getting beat in the zone. It's sort of the same issues that I always have with Tim Banks. And moreover than that, it's more of a depth issue at this point, because we have so many of our DBs going down with injuries. We just lost Ricky Gibson for what's likely going to be a few weeks. So an extended period of time. There goes one of our best DBs. Now we did pick up Colton Hood out of the portal, and he played an amazing game during this. And now something to take into account was this game was without Jermod McCoy. He did not start in this game. He did not play at all. I don't know when he'll be back. I'm guessing that he'll be ready to go for the Georgia game. I'd certainly hope so, because we're going to need all the help we can get in that matchup. But I feel the offense played really good. I mean, the wide receivers are catching balls. Aguilar looked really good in the pocket. Yeah. He's a dual threat guy that's perfect. It's almost a perfect fit for the Josh Heupel offense. And, you know, it's sort of vindicating for me, because you've been hearing all season everything about Heupel. Joey Aguilar, he threw a lot of picks over at Appalachian State, and they was going to come to Tennessee and throw more picks. And that did not happen. He went interception free in this game. So, yeah, I don't even think we had a single turnover.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel vindicated myself in a way, not to try to take away any of your vindication, because I've been saying this all summer. As soon as Joey Aguilar came from UCLA to Tennessee in that glorified trade, I knew that Joey Aguilar had so much potential. And I've told you plenty of times, you got yourself a really great quarterback prospect with Joey Aguilar. If the system he gets into works well, watch the fuck out. You guys might be a little bit of a problem for the rest of the SEC this season. Playoffs could definitely be in sight. And I was proven right, because he's a major fucking problem for defensive coordinators come this SEC conference schedule coming up here. He looked outstanding. It literally playing better than when he was playing at his peak at Appalachian State when I first saw him, because he's a really, really good quarterback. Just when you're playing at UCLA, your hopes and dreams die. And then when you're playing at Appalachian State, you know, you don't get noticed out in the sticks like that. You're out in the damn hill country in the boonies. You're not going to get noticed. No one's really going to care about you unless, you know, you randomly knock off a giant. This is where it goes to show that it doesn't matter really where you are in the country. If the system that you're in plays to your strengths, you can pretty much beat the fuck out of anybody you see in sight. And this is proof positive of that right here.
Correct.
I honestly think 10 wins is easily doable for Tennessee at this point with Aguilar. If nothing else goes wrong, 10 wins I think is possible for Tennessee. Maybe a run for the SEC title. Could I be hyping you up a little bit much there? Potentially. I might need to pump the brakes a little bit.
The orange shades, man. They'll get you.
The orange shades might be influencing me a little bit, but maybe I also just want to see you happy, because I'm your friend. I'm your pal.
that would go a long way, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep close tabs on Tennessee. I think we're going to figure out a lot of the answers about how the Vols are going to be after Georgia. I think that'll kind of be the defining answer for what's to come. Whether they're an 8-win team, a 10-win team, or anything beyond that, we'll find out. I think when we play the Bulldogs at home, and you got to kind of cross your fingers and pray, man. My arch nemesis, haven't beaten them in 8 years. We'll talk about that next week, but I would really hope to beat them. Oh, by the way, shout out to Purdue. They done put the whooping on Ball State.
Which honestly, that's the bare minimum they can do. Congrats on getting your first and only.
Yeah, it's Purdue. So
like the bar is on the floor and they managed to step over it. That's a major accomplishment for the Boilermakers.
Mm-hmm.
Good for y'all. Good the fuck luck next week against who the fuck are they playing?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
It don't matter. They suck.
Shout out to Tulane, by the way. Tulane put the whoop on Northwestern as well. Specifically the defense.
Not Tulane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the other
Tulane.
one. Yeah, there you go.
Tulane.
Okay, yeah.
Retzlaff.
Jake Retzlaff, baby. He's the truth. He's what they needed.
If they were still at BYU, they would say he was the truth and the light, but I don't think they can do that in New Orleans because it's a place you can get. So
never has this phrase been uttered. I certainly hope you know the context around this, but if you don't, sorry. There's never been a team that's been sitting there like, thank you for the concept of unprotected sex. Never has that phrase been uttered until today or until this past week when Tulane, because that's exactly how they got Jake Retzlaff in the first place.
Mm-hmm. He came, he left.
Now, all right.
He came and he left. That's what the.
Yeah. Abstinence till marriage, everybody. What's wrong with us, man? This show,
we're so broken.
In case you can't tell, yeah, this is a poop show. Yeah.
This is why
in other news,
to absolutely cause chaos. I'm just doing my
chaos has been caused. Hey, look, Kentucky won. Look at that. Hey, look. Kentucky won a game.
They gave up they allowed a safety against Toledo. What the fuck, guys?
Yeah, 10-2 was the halftime score. But hey, if you're Kentucky, you take anything you can get. So yeah, good win there. Now you gotta host Ole Miss next week. Good luck. What else we got here? Arkansas won. Congratulations to Pig Time. Vandy won.
Let's talk about Vandy real quick.
We're almost. I mean, we've got about 30 minutes left. A little bit left. So.
I know, but one of your mods said that Diego Pavia is trying to sue the NCAA again about eligibility again. Something about trying to make the 5th year mandatory for everybody.
Haven't you already gotten enough years, man? Come on.
There's money to be made with NIL, and he knows he's not going to do anything in the NFL, so he's just trying to cash out. I don't blame him.
Actually, yeah, you're not far off there. I wouldn't be surprised if they just came and like, all right, here's your 6th year of eligibility. So I don't know. We'll see. We're going to beat you in
court, but just because we know we're going to lose, we'll go ahead and grant a blanket waiver.
Yeah. All right. Well, how about Cal? They got a quarterback now, in case you don't know.
Hey, they lost a quarterback to gain a quarterback. Good for them.
I call him JKS only because his name is unpronounceable to anybody outside of Cal.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me considering how much they do drugs and drink there.
Yeah. Anyway, Arizona won big over Hawaii. Just goes to tell you how much Stanford is ass. And then look. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and tell. Look. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that I stayed up all night Saturday night to watch the downfall. I wasn't praying on the downfall, but I didn't feel bad when it happened.
Buddy, be honest with yourself. Come on now. We all know what you were thinking. You were lapping up every single.
No, that's what I'm saying. That was hilarious.
You were lapping it up. You were happier than a pig in shit watching Nico get absolutely demolished by the Utes. My God. I knew he was going to be bad. I didn't think he was going to be this bad. Of course, you go to UCLA and all your hope dies.
Well, he went there for the money. His dad was telling about how he wants to have all the talent around him, and he had some of that at Tennessee. And now he goes to UCLA, basically to the Guangdong Tigers for a bag of chips. And the only thing
What the fuck? Huh?
I think my internet went beep boop.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like we lost you for a second. Yeah, I mean, he went to UCLA for the money and ended up playing on a team full of janitors.
Exactly.
Money talks, bullshit walks, Nico flops.
And he did a whole lot of flopping. Utah owned this game from start to finish. So, yeah. Wouldn't be a Squidtard stream without something wacky going on with the internet. I'll tell you that much.
I don't think your internet can handle the bullshit I'm spewing out right now, man. I don't know.
And then here's our last 3 games of the stretch here. These, of course, happened Sunday, and then we had the one last night. South Carolina won over Virginia Tech. Close game. They fought their hardest, granted, but for Virginia Tech, yeah, the fight was not enough.
Mm-hmm. Sellers is going to be a threat this season.
No doubt.
He was already kind of being a threat in the second half of last year. Now they got to deal with them all year. South Carolina, it feels like the SEC is a little bit more open after what happened week 1 with Texas and Alabama falling like they did. So you got to sit. I mean, Georgia's going to be there. It's Georgia. But you got to wonder, is the SEC going to cannibalize itself again and allow Tennessee and South Carolina to be in the SEC championship game? Oh, one could fucking dream.
The football gods have got something to say about that. That is not. Yeah, that's a fever dream and nothing else.
The gods are dead, and we have killed them.
Yeah, there is a better chance Michigan wins the national championship this year than that happening.
Don't you dare put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, and the reason I'm saying that is because the football guys, there's no way they'd allow it after what happened. So, okay, maybe not. All right. Anyway, hey, how about this one? How about Miami? I predicted them to get the jump on Notre Dame, and not many people believed me. But if you know anything about the talent Miami's got on the defensive side of the ball, you know that they had the ability to shut down Jeremiah Love, and that's exactly what they did. Jeremiah Love had 30 yards rushing. They shut him down the entirety of the game, forced CJ Carr to beat him over the air, and he did not do a good enough job. It was a good fight, but Miami capitalized on it in the end and got the jump. So huge win by the Canes.
Yeah, absolutely. I admittedly was not in tune with what Miami did with their defense over the offseason. I'm definitely more of an offensive player, which is weird because I was always my favorite side of the ball was always defense, but I'm always more of an offensive-minded person when I watch these games. And I was actually pretty surprised at how well they were able to shut down Notre Dame's rushing attack with Jeremiah Love leading the way. Now, that said, CJ Carr did look really good at quarterback. He had his obvious green moments where he kind of just fucked up and made a mistake, but he's still pretty solid. What is he, a redshirt freshman? He's got all the time in the world to develop. Notre Dame's in pretty good hands, I think, long term. It's going to be a regression year for them. They're not going to be as good as last year, all things told. But playoffs, sure, we could say Notre Dame is going to probably have a chance to make the playoffs. I could see 10-2 happening potentially, which is probably the threshold that they would need to hit in order to make a playoff right now. Because I think the committee has made it clear after last year, they don't care who you are. If you got 3 losses, they're going to put anybody above you before they put you in the playoff. So I think 10-2 is still possible for Notre Dame, but I also just feel like their defense got exposed pretty bad. And I also feel like their sole reliance on Jeremiah Love is just too one-dimensional of an attack and easily exploited. All you got to do is just, make CJ Carr throw the ball and you should be fine. So.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did. And Miami's one of the few teams Notre Dame's going to play this year that's going to be able to box up Jeremiah Love completely. Not every team is going to be able to do that, and we're going to find out when they face teams like Purdue and whoever else. I don't even know if USC has the potential to do it, but and CJ Carr is going to improve as the season goes along. And I mean, 221 yards and 2 touchdowns, even on Miami's defense. That's impressive. So chances are Notre Dame, I think, will be fine. But if they lose a second game, I'd be a little nervous because, well, then you might be you might not have a shot at the conference championship.
We're still talking about Notre Dame.
yeah, we're still on the top. Yeah, that's the joke. That's the haha I did there.
How are they going to make the ACC championship now? That's it. Go back to China. We're going to cause another pandemic.
Okay. Well, they couldn't even win the conference that way. So what'd be the point?
You're not wrong.
So anyway, now that we're past that,
I'm sorry. I've had a very long weekend. I was sick of the dog. I've had a lot to unleash. Hey.
While we're on the topic of diseases, here's you one right here. My goodness. Boy, we all kind of had a feeling that this was going to happen. We sort of thought that they were going to lose to TCU. I thought they were going to lose to TCU. Not like that, though. That was an absolute belt-to-ass whooping through the entire thing. I don't know. I mean, they just looked completely out of formation the entire game. The offense was missing. The defense was somehow as bad as it was under Mac Brown, and that's got to say something because that defense was one of the worst in the Power Four, and yet it hasn't improved. The offense looks completely missing. Gio Lopez was not the answer. Guess what? He goes down with an injury, and then they bring back in Max Johnson. He can't do much better. They couldn't do anything against TCU, and TCU is not the best team in the Big 12 by a long shot. And they just absolutely obliterated you. Josh Hoover had pretty much had his way with the North Carolina defense. And it's just a really, really bad showing for Jordan Hudson's wife.
Yeah. I mean, you want to talk about a disease. I think North Carolina has a terminal case of, God, what's the word for it? Shit.
Well, you figure that out. Super Nuclear sends the $2 super chat, says this stream is FBS cursed.
Yeah, I think North Carolina has a terminal case of ass cancer because that's literally what they were last night. Fucking ass. I genuinely was surprised at how bad this team is. Like, it makes no sense. You know, I mentioned earlier in the stream how it reminded me of how Alabama played because Alabama, they marched right down the field, opening drive, got a touchdown, looked really, really good, and then the offense flatlined for the rest of the game.
Right.
North Carolina did the exact same thing, marched down the field like Patton's Army, scored a touchdown way too easy, didn't even have a third down, and proceeded to go 1 for 10 on third downs, not complete a pass for over 2 hours of game time. And when they put the backup quarterback in, they are arguably 10 times better on offense. So I don't know what the fuck went wrong. I think everything just broke all at once when TCU made the adjustment in the second drive and just started shutting down North Carolina. North Carolina couldn't adjust back once TCU was just all over them like that. And TCU's defense is very experienced. That's the one thing that I don't think that we are counting on.
And that's a good take.
Yeah, I think TCU might be better than we're thinking. Obviously, UNC is terrible, but I really think TCU is fundamentally sound. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. TCU, you look at the roster, what do you see? You see a lot of players that are back from last year. Very few transfers, a lot of juniors and seniors, redshirt juniors and seniors at that. That tells me that they got a massive depth of experience and also chemistry. They know how to communicate. They know when to call audibles. They know the playbook like it's the back of their fucking hand. They're not a bunch of transfers that showed up in May and April for spring camp to completely half-ass a playbook because they think, oh, we're getting coached by Bill Belichick. We're going to win all of our games. Because you look at UNC's roster, it's another subject altogether. Transfer, freshman, transfer, junior, transfer, defense, transfer, 1, 2, 3 returning safeties, transfer. It is literally Florida State 2024 all over again, I fear. It's not. I know. I don't say that lightly because Florida State was fairly similar. It was a team full of transfers that didn't mesh well together. And I think that's what we might have here.
Yeah,
70 transfers,
possibly.
says one of the commenters, and that's probably about right.
Yeah. I'll say this before we move on to next week with North Carolina. You know, how I guess the press conference went was when, you know, Bill Belichick finally finished up the game. He sat down. The first question was, hey, Bill, I wanted to ask, you know, you scored the first touchdown and then you made 0 adjustments after that. What exactly happened? The answer was he didn't even get to answer. Jordan answered and she said, we're not going to talk about this. And then they left. Yeah. Well, the problem is with losses like that, the outside noise around that whole situation gets a whole lot louder because you got to be winning games for that all to shut up, and they're not. That's a problem. Anyway, that's all for week 1. That's what week 1 brought us. Great week so far, but we've got a whole nother 13 weeks of the regular season, and then whatever else happens afterwards. So, guys, let's roll into it, shall we? We're gonna just cover pretty much all the big games of the week, and then
there's not a lot of huge games this week, to be honest. If you go into our report notes, Squid, I kind of picked out the ones already that we should be able to talk about that are going to be notable, unless you know them all fanned already.
I don't, but we could start out with this one right here. I feel like this is an obvious one to start out with. The old famous Cy-Hawk rivalry. The Iowa Hawkeyes, unranked Iowa, thankfully, going up against number 16 Iowa State. Iowa State a heavy favorite in this one, according to the matchup predictor, but they are also a 3.5-point favorite at home. Who you got for this one?
I'm going to go with the Cyclones on this one, primarily because they've just been so dominant. They absolutely took care of Kansas State fairly easily in Ireland, and they come out and just absolutely bitch smash South Dakota. Iowa, they're still just not where they need to be. I mean, we can talk. I saw somebody put up a graphic, and it fucking infuriated me. Kirk Ferentz compared to Woody Hayes in terms of the number of wins. I'm like, buddy, they're not even on the same level of coach. Woody Hayes, college football legend, and you're trying to make comparisons between him and Kirk Ferentz. Fuck you. Cyclones win big.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, you pretty much took the wind out of my sails there. Yeah, I've got Iowa State winning this one as well. I think they're just a way better formatted team. I'm not really sure what to expect from Iowa. You know, I think they have a better offense this year than, you know, people are predicting them to have, because that's just the funny thing to do with Iowa, is it just automatically say that they got a terrible offense. They by far are not the worst offense in the FBS, but I just don't think either way it's going to be enough to compete with the Cyclones. I think they're going to get the job done at home. Rocco Purdy's going to go off. I think they're going to – it could be just like it was last year, but I still think the Cyclones are going to get the jump on them. All right, next up, we're going to go to this one. Illinois and Duke. And this is a pretty good game right here. So one thing to mention is, it's a really, really close game we got here. Illinois going on the road at Duke. First off, the Fighting Illini are coming in as the number 11 team in the nation. So a big chip on their shoulder right there because of, you know, how big this game is for them. But they're going into this game against Duke, where the Blue Devils have a brand new quarterback at the helm in Daria Mensah. Now, they did not look good in the first half of their game against Elon Musk. Yes, they played Elon Musk in their first game. They did not look all that great to start out, but they eventually adapted and then took care of business in the second half. So if their offense runs in full force, I think they've got a really good shot to win this game. They have home field advantage. It's going to be a tough game, though. But I think Illinois' defense is going to do just enough to eventually jump over them, and I think the Fighting Illini are going to win this game.
I'm going to go with Illinois on this one. Probably, Mensah looked like, you know, he had a lot of passing yards in this game, threw for 3 touchdowns, almost 400 yards passing. Sure. Look at what the Illini did in their game. Luke Altmaier, less passing yards, 217, 3 touchdowns. But how you pronounce his name? Lahiri? The running back, 101 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns on his own. they got a balanced offensive attack between the running the ball and throwing the ball, whereas Duke, they really relied heavily on the pass and did not showcase that much of a rush whatsoever. And if you're just going to make them run the ball at you, you're going to be fine. It is in Durham, so there's that to consider. It could be a little bit of a home field, and Duke is not a pushover anymore. It's going to be close. I got the Illini by 3.
All right, gotcha. I just hope it's an entertaining game. I don't really have I don't really have a favorite for who I think is going to win that game. I just want to see some entertainment at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, scrolling down here. Oh boy, now this is a travesty right here. So Baylor, 0-1 Baylor. They can't short off a loss against Auburn. Going off to face against SMU. This is a prestigious game we got here. And once again, they've got this on the CW. Why are we putting these things on the CW network? Why?
Buddy, it's money walks, bullshit talks.
There's nothing talking here. How do we get this on Multiview? That's the problem.
Oh, man, whatever. I don't give a shit about the Multiview. Like, it's fun and it's like a taboo thing for me. It's like kind of fun, but also it kind of like I only care about 1 or 2 games at a time, and then I like flipping the channels around. Multiview makes that a little bit easier. Here's the deal. This is going to be a little bit closer than I think some people are thinking. They're seeing Baylor getting beaten up by Auburn and thinking, oh God, they're going to get their asses blasted by the Ponies. Ponies didn't play that well against Texas A&M Commerce. I think that was the name. East Texas A&M. They didn't play good against their FCS opponent on Saturday night. So there's definitely a lot of rust there. I think SMU still is probably going to pull out the win and get the win here because Baylor's defense is fucking not there. But it's going to be kind of a shootout, I feel like. SMU probably going to win 40-30-ish. Got to see a 70-point total barn burner. And it's an old Southwest Conference clash, too, from, way back when. So it's a little interesting because of that, too.
All right. Well, yeah. I before the Auburn result, I would have been siding with Baylor on this one because I thought way higher of them than what we saw. And again, that could be because Auburn is good, but either way, there were a lot of exposable holes on that team that had me now siding with SMU in this one, seeing how SMU looked as compared to Baylor. Obviously things can change, but I feel like they just looked like the fundamentally better team when I saw the two teams play. So, SMU's
defense is fairly solid, so that's why I'm going with them. Their offense did nothing to impress me on Saturday either. Baylor's got a good offense, but if it's able to get shut down by an Auburn defense, I think the Ponies might have this one.
And the worst part for Baylor is right after this game is over and they start out 0-2, then the Big Bang Theory turns on, and the first thing they got to hear is Bazinga. I'd be pressed.
Yeah, this is kind of almost a must-win if you're the Bears.
Absolutely, I really do think they need that one. Dave Aranda really needs that one. I think we can all agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
So scrolling down here past the list, let me check what other games we got to cover. Oklahoma State versus Oregon. Yeah, Oregon's winning. Okay, sorry, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, they're dead. They're fucking dead.
Ole Miss, Kentucky. You siding with Ole Miss on that one?
Yeah. Why would I give a shit about Kentucky? When they played like absolute trash against Toledo. Not taking away anything from Toledo. I mean, they are in the upper tier of the MAC, but it's the MAC, which is not a power conference in any way. They're like right there, just above Conference USA, except they're more loved than Conference USA, whereas Conference USA is the stick man of college football. So Ole Miss is going to have that one easily, I think, in Kentucky.
All right, well, let's get to another big game right here. This is a huge rivalry we're talking about here, the border war. Been a while since we've seen this one.
Yes, sir.
Now, Kansas State, a couple of years ago, went into Columbia, Missouri, and they got knocked off by Mizzou as well off of that 60-yarder game-winning field goal. Kansas comes in at 2-0, looks a lot stronger than we've seen before, going up against the Missouri Tigers, who are 1-0. This is a tough game right here. This is a really tough game to decide. I'm going to say that much. Because here's the thing about Missouri is they're down a quarterback potentially. I don't know if Bo Prevula is going to be the guy that's going to be playing in this one or if it's going to be somebody else. I don't know. We'll see. But that could be a situation that comes up when they play Kansas. So it definitely makes things a lot tougher to decide. They're coming in as a 6.5-point favorite, so they're still a majority favorite here. But this is definitely a tough one to decide because I do like Kansas in this game. But I'm going to go ahead and take Missouri by a very, very small amount of points. I think it'll be a very close game, a very fun game. But I think with the home field advantage, I think they're going to edge that one out at the very end.
Mm-hmm. I got Kansas taking this one in a small upset. A lot of people immediately think that because it's an SEC against Big 12 matchup, the SEC is going to have the upper hand. I don't know, man. There's something about this Jayhawks offense that's really on a roll these first two games that really has me wondering, is this finally the Jayhawks that are complete? And are they finally going to be able to really take it the distance? It's going to be close. It's a rivalry, and those things are always going to be tough. It's in Mizzou, but I got a feeling the Jayhawks are just going to take it on. I don't have anything factual to back me up on it. I think Kansas might have this.
I would say you wouldn't hear me complain if that were the case. Right. Eli Drinkwitz, I'm standing on business. I'm Eli Drinkwitz. I wouldn't mind seeing them lose because of that.
Right.
All right, then we'll move on to everyone's favorite primetime matchup, the one everybody is kind of pumped up about, and I imagine you are too. 7:30 on the ABC network, probably the biggest game of the week right here. Without a doubt, the biggest game of the week. Number 15, the Michigan Wolverines go off to face the Oklahoma Sooners. So Michigan coming down to Oklahoma to face off against the Sooners. This is going to be a very fun game, I think. And the question is, we just saw Texas go into Columbus and get knocked off by Ohio State. Now the opposite's happening. The two rivals are facing each other now. And we got Michigan coming down to face off against Oklahoma. So, Red, considering this is your favorite team here, go ahead and take it away. Let us know.
Fuck you, favorite team, my ass.
Go ahead.
God. As much as I hate to say it, I think the Cheaterines have this one because they're just overall a little bit more complete of a team at this time than the Sooners are. Hang on. I smelled some bullshit. I'm allergic to that. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Michigan is a more complete team all around. They're a better team all around, I feel like, than Oklahoma. I didn't get a chance really to look at their game on Saturday or really pay attention to them at all. But for my money, even in, Sooner country, it's Michigan. Their offense is well put together. Their defense is always a threat. Oklahoma doesn't have a good O-line. Oklahoma's still working on fixing its quarterback issues. I hate to say it. I think Michigan's gonna win this one. I don't want to say that, but that's what I'm saying. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I was waiting on you to just suddenly go, bullshit, Oklahoma gonna. But
I have no faith in Oklahoma, and there's a lot going on with that program that I just absolutely.
I guess in that department, you're better than me because I'm siding with Oklahoma here. I've got the Sooners winning this one. And I do think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a fun matchup to watch, but I've got Oklahoma winning this game. I did see a little bit of what Michigan did against New Mexico, and there were a few minor issues that Michigan had, specifically bringing in a true freshman quarterback to play. And now, that was at home. That was the home field game. Now, this true freshman with little playing time and experience has to go on the road to face off in a hostile environment against an Oklahoma team with a veteran quarterback and John Mateer. And I think all the gambling stuff is irrelevant at this point. We're 2 weeks into the season now.
I get that. Yeah. I do. I get it. Yeah. But you also got to think it doesn't take much to quiet a crowd in Oklahoma these days. It really doesn't.
Well, I don't think there'll be a lot of quieting in this one. I think Oklahoma will run early, and then I think they'll stay with. I think Michigan will stay with them, but I think Oklahoma is going to.
I want to be wrong.
Carry the way through.
Clear, I want to be wrong.
Yeah, I bet you do. But yeah, there you go. That's what we got for that one. I've got Oklahoma winning. He's got Michigan, which I'm sure he really does not want to happen.
No, but that's what I think is what I want and what I think are always two different things.
Yeah. And then ETSU and Tennessee play. Tennessee should run through that one pretty easily. But
yeah, go ETSU. You guys got a real chance to get to win this one. You just got to literally play well above your competition for 60 minutes straight.
Yeah, I love how notice this. Okay, this is hilarious. Peep the ticket prices here. Kentucky's bringing in a top 20 team into Lexington, and tickets are as low as $52. Tennessee's bringing in ETSU, and it's $20 more expensive.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Talent fee, baby. Yeah, talent fee.
Go look at Ohio State against Grambling. That's another contest that's going to be an absolute, nothing burger there.
When's that one start?
Noon.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right there at the start of the day.
Where are y'all?
Yeah, come on. Here you go. Keep going.
You said it was at noon.
Noon. Yes, noon. Oh, wait, no, it's 3:30. I'm sorry.
I was going. Yeah. Keep going. There it is. Look. There you are.
Look at the ticket prices for that.
Well, 38. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talent fee, baby.
You know what they were? You know what they were a month ago? 90. Yeah.
What
90.
What's that all about?
Simple. They need to figure out what the fuck they can do about these shells that buy boatloads of tickets and then try to resell them on the market for triple the price.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then there's some.
Sometimes you can blame the talent fee, but I know for a fact with Ohio State, it's not just the talent and not just because they won the national championship. There's a real problem with ticket scammers out there.
Right. So yeah, Tennessee and Ohio State are going to be able to take the week off pretty easily. We'll get to watch the chaos unfold around the nation, and to watch some other teams. Peep this one, by the way. This is an important one right here. South Florida, potential G5 contender going into Gainesville. Peep that spread. 17.5 in favor of Florida. Give me South Florida to cover every day of the week. Right. I'm telling you, they are going to cover that score.
Yeah. I mean, this will be a really good chance to see if South Florida's win against Boise was because they were just better or Boise took the day off and didn't realize the season started. I mean, we'll see what happens there.
Perhaps. What I do know, though, is that's going to be a fun game to watch. That's where my attention is going to be at 4:15 because a lot of these other games are, they're whatever.
Not much else going on right now. There's
week 2 is definitely – this is the thing that's dangerous about week 2 is that on paper, this looks like one of the weakest weeks of the season. Weeks. But let me tell you something. This is the moment where all the upsets happen and where some insanity goes on. Like I'm telling you, we're going to get some insanity.
If you want me to tell you which game you should be watching on Saturday, if you got nothing else to watch, Alabama versus ULM. The last team to beat Alabama from the group of 5 was in 2007, and it was Louisiana Monroe. And they're coming to Tuscaloosa for a game.
Man,
first time since that day.
Tickets as low as $9.
$9? Oh, that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, talent fee must be cheap over there.
What talent fee? Their donors are out the ass.
The talent fee. What the talent fee? I ain't got no talent fee
is around these parts.
We ain't got no talent fee.
Yeah. If Bama loses to Louisiana Monroe, Dixieland Destruction is going to be off the chain next weekend because I'm not going to be able to talk for half of it. So my Southern voice is going to sound even more fucked up than what it already was.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, good grief!
I told Squid before the show that voice isn't really me trying to impersonate. That's just me digging into my deep Kentucky roots. I was born as a boy in Northern Kentucky. And therefore, I got that Southern, like very light Southern in me.
Yeah,
but
roll
it's just enough to Kentucky, bro. Imagine if I was born in Tennessee, I was saying go Dogs.
Well, that's not. That's
well,
not
that's what I thought.
At. That's not the point I'm getting at. But go ahead. Yeah,
roll
Tide, baby, roll Tide. We're gonna watch Alabama go up against Louisiana Monroe, and I'm gonna take my cousin and our daughter down to the NASCAR stadium, and we're gonna watch some NASCAR.
I'm gonna go listen to this here ball game. I'm watching NASCAR, and the car's gonna go turning to the left.
Yeah, well, all right. This has gone off the rails, so we got about 5 minutes before we wrap this thing up. Anything else you guys want me to cover real fast before we call it a night? Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and hop on out of here.
Yeah, I think we already shouted out our shit. You know what we didn't do at the start of the show was we didn't thank our Patreon guys.
Yeah, well, my channel member thing, I haven't updated that in weeks.
All right,
so
well,
I'll do it next week. Just know that if you're on that list, I very much love and support you. You can go
Absolutely. Real quick, thank you to my Patreon members, Malik Freeman, Champ Gold, Brooklyn Poke, Little Theorist, Main Character Syndrome as my captains, Jonathan Peck, TJ Stanley, Anthony Brown, Edgar Carter, Cameron Smith, Roger Hughes, No Edomont Sandwiches, and Liam. List at patreon.com/red5478 today to get early access to videos and exclusive perks. Now, Squid, as I mentioned,
here's my list, by the way.
Yeah, there was his list as of like 3 weeks ago. It's
it's definitely updated by now. But if you're on that list, I love and support you. You're a great individual, great individual, even
individual.
Yeah. All right. What were you saying before?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I might have gone a wee bit far earlier in the show by making a COVID joke, and I do want to apologize for that. That was a little bit out of line for me.
What? That's what you deem as offensive?
I think it's the recency of it. Like the old comedy rule is when there's a tragedy, you should probably wait about 20 years before you make a joke about it. I kind of went a little bit off the rails there, a little bit too much. So if I offended anybody, I just tried to be entertaining. It's been 5 years, man. I know. And of course, and it's usually people, and the old rule of comedy is wait 20 years before you make fun of something, for the most part. But
I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your honesty.
I don't know. I just feel a little bad. I went a little too far off the rails at times. I know we just like to do that on the show.
Yeah, it's all fun and games over here, everybody. I mean, you see us crash out over on the YouTubes all the time, and a lot of that is just us creating a character. That's what we are here, is we're mainly characters over here on the channels. I mean, we play more often than not. We play a character, or I play a character. I don't know what he does, but I'm not going to speak for him.
No comment.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a night here. I appreciate everybody for being on tonight. Big crowd, really, really big crowd. A lot of people showed up, and I guess that makes sense because we just had our first week of college football, and boy, it was a good one.
Yes,
I'm not going to say anything about the Chaos series other than that it'll probably drop Wednesday night or Thursday morning. That's all I know, and that's all I know to tell you guys, but it'll drop at some point in between that time period. I'm going to get a total like 3 hours of sleep in between those nights, but that's the grind for you nowadays. That's all there is to it. And I love what I do on here no matter what happens. I'm just in a very happy mood as of lately. Cloud 9, you could say.
Yep, absolutely. And I will also say that I'm going to be kind of down for the count next weekend, but there will be a video for week 2 that does come out at some point once I'm able to talk more.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, maybe nothing happens and we don't have to do anything next weekend at all. I'm just going to be kicking back Thursday, watching the NFL opener on Thursday night, watching some college football on Friday night, watch all day Saturday, and watch some NFL football Sunday. It's a great weekend for football coming up, not just for the college game. So NFL kicks off this weekend, and it's going to be a good one. So wish me luck for my teeth removal on Thursday, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, grow the audience. 150. Mm-hmm. We keep growing, more and more people every single week. Let's
That's
keep
right.
it going. 150 people tonight at one point live. That's a lot.
Great. I mean, we had a great, an absolutely phenomenal start to the show. So appreciate all of you guys for being on here tonight. Love each and every one of you. Thank you to everybody who sent the super chats. You're greatly appreciated. Thank you to all of our channel members. Thank you for being a part of the stream. Love you all. Peace to you. And as always, power to Tardaria. And we'll see you guys back here on the FBS Report next week on Monday.
And I need to come up with a catchphrase to end this fucking show.
Great. That's good enough. All right. Good night, everybody.